Welcome to this short introduction to the Vince helper applications. Vince helpers are small applications for M3 technicians and super users. They are designed to make it easier to manage M3 APIs, test M3 APIs, move M3 APIs between M3 environments, and last but not least, manage QGEX tables in M3. These applications can be installed and run locally in M3, or run as a cloud application from M3. The first Vince helper application I want to present is the M3 helper. It is designed to create new, or manage existing M3 APIs, in an efficient and user-friendly way. Here, I can search for an existing M3 API application, and get an overview of which input and output fields this API has. If I want to add a couple of extra fields, I can do it like this, and see that they show up in the output fields down here, before I click Update. If I want to create a new API, for example one to get the budget officer, I switch over to Create, and select Get, from the type drop-down list. Then, I type in the table I want to use, select a sort type, before clicking Validate, to check if the API already exists, which it doesn't. Here, I can see that my new API has 2 input fields, but no output fields, yet. I choose them myself from this list, and as I select, we see that they get added to the list of output fields. If I wish, I can also click here, and select all the output fields in the list. When I'm satisfied, I click Create. And here I have my new API. If I want to test it, I can actually use another Vince helper application, MI-test. This application is designed to easily find and test all M3 APIs in an efficient and user-friendly way. MI-test is also found in M3, but to be honest, this is a much more user-friendly and easy way to test the M3 APIs. For example, if I enter MMS200MI, I get all the transactions for that API, with input and output fields. But don't let me get carried away. Right now I was going to test the API I just created. I enter MDB-read-MI, and search for the transaction, get FB-RESP00. Under Input, I enter a division, and a username, and click Execute. We will then, under Output, get data for this Vince user, with all the output fields I selected. The next helper application I want to show is called Impex Helper. This application is designed to easily move an API from one M3 environment to another in an efficient and user-friendly way. For example, if I want to move the API I just created in the test environment to the production environment, I can use the Impex helper. I just find the new API in the test environment, check it, and click Export to JSON. A JSON file is then created for my API, and if I click here, the file is downloaded to my computer. If I then jump over to my production environment, I will be able to import the new API by uploading the JSON file using the Impex helper. Let me just check that the API doesn't already exist in the production environment. And it doesn't. I can therefore open the Impex helper, click the Import Sheet tab, and search for the JSON file, click Import, and Create. I then get the choice if I want to create a new, or update an existing API, and choose to create a new one. Once that's done, I can go back to the MDB-read helper, and see if I can find my new API. And here it is, exactly as I copied it from the test environment. The last helper application I want to show you is called the QGEX helper. This has been developed to make it more efficient and straightforward to search for, store, and create new QGEX tables in M3. For example, I can create a new table by clicking the plus sign here in the menu, and just enter a table name and a label. Then I add a primary key field, and enter a value. By using the alpha fields below, I can easily create the other columns I need, and enter values, like this. Finally, I click Submit, to create the new QGEX table, and get a confirmation that everything is okay. To double check, I can search for the new table up here. And here it is. And the column over here shows the values I entered. I can also scroll over to the right, to see the table columns and values, like this. If I select the row, I can use the green menu up here to delete, or click here, to copy it. Then I can change the values in my columns, so that I can quickly add new rows, should I want to do this job manually. Back in my table overview, I can click on the 3 dots up here, to control which columns I want in the table. As you can see, more columns are displayed than the ones I entered, but I can easily hide these, like this. This obviously helps to increase the readability of the table. In the left menu, I can find other tables by using the search field. This table contains more data than what I entered, and here you can see how it is arranged, so that only the columns of interest are displayed. One important thing I want to mention in the end is how the QGEX helper also works with the Excel add-in, Vince Excel Live. The QGEX tables created here can easily be exported to an Excel spreadsheet, to be further processed there using standard Excel functionality, before the spreadsheet data is imported back into M3, thanks to Vince Excel Live. And that's it. That was a brief introduction to the Vince helpers. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch. Thanks for watching.